leading off playing second base, number 15, Cameron Conley.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Batavia Muckdogs Baseball here on YouTube Live, as we have more perfect game collegiate baseball action here at Dwyer Stadium. After 2 straight days on the road, the Batavia Muckdogs are back home here at Dwyer, facing off against the Niagara Power, a team that they have faced so far just one time this season in a 10-5 victory last Saturday. A lot of commotion here as it is Thirsty Thursday here at the ballpark on a Thursday night, as the Muckdogs are trying to get back into the win column. They currently sit with a 5-7 record. As you can see, the players are being currently introduced. Bring the lineups as well. As for Tompkins Bank of Castile starting lineup, start with leadoff hitter Cameron Conley at second base. After Benitez, the left fielder batting second, Spencer Marcus in the 3-hole batting third and playing right field. Charlie Ciccone will be the cleanup hitter, playing shortstop. Daniel Burway. It's a little loud for you guys right now, so during the anthem we'll talk a little bit more about what to expect here at Dwyer Stadium. Like I just mentioned, the Muckdogs are currently sitting in 4th place in the standings, trying to get up to the 3rd place, as Elmira is currently sitting in 2nd place. A team that the Muckdogs have already beaten 3 times this year.
Like to welcome onto the field.
Back to the lineups, as I know it's hard to hear, as the Oakfield, Alabama band will be going on the field for the national anthem.
I see that you're all standing. I'd also like to ask you to please remove your caps and honor America this evening by the Oakfield, Alabama Central Band and Swing Choir.
So as they get things ready, we will give you your Tompkins Bank of Castile starting lineups with Cameron Conley batting second, Abner Benitez in left field batting second, Spencer Marcus in right field batting third. The cleanup hitter will be Charlie Ciccone playing shortstop yet again. Daniel Burway will be the first baseman tonight for the Muckdogs. Trevor Dean batting sixth, playing center field for the 2nd straight night, as he has played extremely well the past few games. Jerry Reinhardt back after a game absence, as we saw him take a ball off the ankle. He'll be back playing third tonight, batting 7th. Joe Georger, we've seen him the past few nights play first base. He will be the designated hitter. Bryce Mortellaro will be back behind the plate. And Caden Walton, we'll see the first action of him for the past few days, as he is tonight's extra hitter. On the mound for the Muckdogs will be Blair Frederick, his 2nd start of the year, and it will be his 2nd start against the Niagara Power as well. So as you can hear, not yet, God Bless America, from the nearby Oakfield, Alabama band. Again, Thirsty Thursday here at the ballpark, in what is expected to be a great night of baseball. After 2 straight nights on the road, facing the Pioneers, who are in 2nd place, and then the first-seeded Jamestown Tarpscons. Both losses due to big blow-up innings for the Muckdogs, just not being able to limit the damage, as crooked numbers were on the scoreboard, and those were the difference makers. We will be back in just a minute, as we'll await the national anthem, and first pitch will be coming to you soon here at Dwyer Stadium on YouTube Live. I'll be back in just a second. Hello and welcome back to coverage here of your Batavia Muckdogs on YouTube Live. As always, I'm Griffin Della Penna, bringing you along all the action, not just here at home at Dwyer Stadium, but also across the PGCBL, as we've had 2 straight nights on the road against Elmira and Jamestown. And we're back here in the friendly confines of Dwyer Stadium in a home-and-home series against the Niagara Power, as tonight will be a great night of baseball here on Thursday at the ballpark. $2 draft, so a lot of happy adults here in attendance tonight. We'll be away tomorrow, but then a 3 straight game homestand throughout the weekend for the Dogs. Looking to get back to 500, as going into the game 2 nights ago against Elmira, they were currently sitting at 5-5. But now here is Blair Frederick, the 5-7 Muckdogs, who are 4th in the Patriot, quotation marks, Western Division. And in 5th place is the Niagara Power, who are currently sitting at 3-7 on the year. Last win came against the Jamestown Tarpskunks, a team that the Muckdogs lost to last night, 10-6. And Bryce Mortellaro with the throwdown, and we're about to head baseball here at Dwyer Stadium on a beautiful, sunny, almost beginning of summer for a lot of the kids in attendance, as this is the last week of high school. Oakfield, Alabama here tonight with their band in attendance. My mom's actually a teacher at Oakfield, Alabama, so her entire class is here as well. Let me just put the score bug on the screen for you guys, and we will be ready for baseball here at Dwyer Stadium. That pitch will be in there for strike 1 to start off the night. My apologies for not having that up to you prior to first pitch. Excuse me. And the man on the mound is Blair Frederick, the star outfielder and left-handed pitcher from Xavier University at Louisiana, an NAIA school, so no affiliation to the NCAA. Pitch was 7:13, so a little bit off schedule here at Dwyer Stadium, but some of the festivities of having the band here, a little bit expected. So here is the 0-2 to the leadoff man, Aaron Greenfield, for the Power. After 1 start so far this season, Frederick is currently sitting at a 3.6 ERA. So he was a late addition to the Muckdog roster, with his first start coming against the Power last Saturday at Sal Magley Stadium, where the Muckdogs were victorious 10-5. Here's Blair Frederick now. Count is 2-2, and the pitch just a bit outside. After an 0-2 count, now the count is full at 3-2. In the top of the first to the leadoff right fielder, Aaron Greenfield. And that one is popped up. Trying to go after it is Mortellaro. He will realize quickly that's going to get out of play. So far this season, Greenfield, the utility guys, hitting .314, 11 of 35 with 8 RBIs. So out of the leadoff spot, that is great production. And here will be another payoff pitch by Blair Frederick, and he'll blow that by him. First man face, that's going to be a strikeout for Frederick.
And second to shortstop, number 36, Kenny Ortiz.
That's a great way to start out your night. You are the left-hander for the Muckdogs. We've seen him show off his talents. Also at the dish, he's played center field past 2 nights. Also seen him in left. He is just an overall great athlete. The former LSU Tiger started his collegiate career there as he gets strike number 1 to Channy Ortiz. Shortstop for the Power. From Grand Canyon University. Switch hitter. Sitting at 5'10", 165 pounds. So a little guy, but he's a great pitcher. Or excuse me, great hitter. As another great pitcher is the man on the mound, Blair Frederick. Another 0-2 count from the southpaw. That one looks like it got the outside corner. No dice for Frederick. I'd like to thank you all watching so far tonight here on YouTube Live. You can find all of the broadcast for the Muckdogs right here. That one's going to hit the front foot of Ortiz. It will be the first base runner of the night after the hit by pitch.
Batting third, second baseman number 25, Scott Ogren.
Now the number 3 man in the power lineup, Scott Orgen. Originally from Valencia, California. A lot of West Coast guys that are playing for the Power. He's a senior at Cal Poly. Pitch home. That one will be in there for a strike. It'll be interesting to see if throughout the game that outside strike call will be utilized by our home plate umpire. So far, Frederick looks like he hasn't really gotten many calls on the outer third of the plate. Did get one there to start off the at-bat against Orgen. That one will also be there. So another 0-2 count. And these are the counts where Frederick really has to just bear down and not let the opposing hitter get back in the account. Just finishing at bat. Don't want to run up that pitch count. And even if he puts the ball in play, locate it well enough that he's going to get some weak contact, as that one will be fouled away. Again, a lot of West Coast guys, some pretty big name schools as well on this roster. For the Power, Arizona State, Baylor, USC, Utah, VCU, Virginia, as we'll see tonight's third baseman for the Power, Casey Sauke. He's originally from Rochester. Actually played against him in high school, and he played here against the Blue Devils in high school this year, as that will be a check swing. They appeal it and say he did not cross the plane, so a 1-2 count after the high fastball by Frederick. A few guys from Baylor, some great athletes from my school, Canisius College, as well. I've got to give them a shout out if I can, as the 1-2 is driven out to the gap in left field. That one's going to be off the Max Pies Furniture sign in deep left center, and there will be a cutoff throw. County's going to throw it home. So it was probably smart for the third base coach, Stu Peterson, to hold up Ortiz, as you've seen time and time again that County at at short has a great arm. So Orgen gets the double there. There will be 2 runners in scoring position with just 1 out. We're in the top of the first inning. So here's Nick Balsano. Balsano is tonight's DH. In a great position here to put the Power on the board, as there's a backdoor slider in there for a strike. So Frederick, so far, has gotten ahead in every single count. Just hasn't really finished it off, as we saw right there. See if we can get another 0-2 count here. Pitch by Frederick. Big swing and a miss. Out of the box will be Balsano. Next up will be Will Carlone, the first baseman. He plays outfield as well. Balsano in 17 at-bats is hitting .412 so far. Also has been walked 5 times. So a complete hitter in the order right there, and Bryce Mortellaro can't hold on to it, but he will throw it over to first, and the runners will stay at second and third. So a second strikeout there for Blair Frederick. Now there's 2 down, so infield can get back to their normal depth. Don't have to think about the runner coming home, just can get the force out at first base. So now here is Carlone. Carlone so far. Trying to find who has any at that so far. And yes, he is. He's hitting .313. A lot of very high batting averages, with 9 guys over 300 so far. Some of them have limited plate appearances, but still a team that, even though they're sitting at 3-7, is a fully capable team with the sticks. As that one's hit into foul ground. Chasing after it is Danny Burway. He can't get there in time, so we will see yet another 0-2 count. Two runners on. Blair Frederick trying to get out of a jam here in the first. There are 2 runners on after the hit by pitch and the double by Scott Orgean. The 0-2. To tonight's first baseman for the Power. That one, a lively fastball way outside. Makes the count 1-2. Frederick's going to get the side. Shakes off a few with Mortellaro. Still waiting pitch, as I'm surprised nobody's called time yet. And Frederick's just going to step off. There's definitely some disconnect between both the pitcher and the catcher there. Quickly, toe the rubber again, and here is the 1-2. That one looks like the outside corner, just about a ball out. So the count will be 2-2. Ortiz at third, Orgean at second. As Carlone's trying to put the first run on the scoreboard here early in this one. And the pitch, that one looks there, and that's going to be a strike 3 looking as Blair Frederick. 3 strikeouts there in the inning, and will strand 2 runners in scoring position. Now we will see the Batavia Muckdog bats go against Gabrielson on the mound. And Conley, Abner Benitez, and Spencer Marcus are due up first for your Muckdogs. So my apologies, I thought that Cole Gabrielson was going to be on the mound, but instead, starter tonight is going to be Ben Miller from Delta College out on the West Coast, as he is also a left-hander. First man up will be Cam Connolly, as that one is fouled away. Last night, for the Dogs, in the losing effort, still put up double-digit hits, and then 12 hits the night before as well in the loss against Elmira, as they had been hitting the ball, I would say, probably the best they have all season. A lot of their contact yesterday was just right at guys. So there is a big swing and miss there by Connolly, and the Tarp Skunks were just making web gem catches all across the field. Left fielder DiMaggio Cazares had a diving play against Spencer Marcus with 2 runners that probably would have scored in that situation, as well as some line drive catches by Danny Hosley and Kevin Bowers at first base as well. Dave Connolly will stay alive with that foul ball in the 0-2 count against Ben Miller. And the post-game talk with Skip Martinez was, look, guys, sometimes baseball is just like that. You do everything you can, you have a great approach, and you hit the ball on the screws, but sometimes you're either going to hit it right at guys or the defense is going to make a great play, but sooner or later, you're going to catch your break, and hopefully that is the case here tonight. It's Cam Connolly, the leadoff man that's been red hot at the plate, will take a ball in the dirt there. Nice stop by the catcher, Lozano. The score still is 0-0 as Blair Frederick got out of a 2-man scoring position jam. Now, Cam Connolly trying to start things up for the Dogs as that one's hit into shallow center field. The man that was playing pretty shallow is Nathan Manning. He's going to catch the first ball on the night.
21, Abner Benitez.
That is Abner Benitez. Benitez had another home run last night, his 3rd of the season. That is actually going to put him in full possession of the PGCBL lead, as he has sneaky power. A guy that is obviously a complete hitter, a pull side guy from Alabama State. Just finished up his freshman year there. And we've seen he is a complete hitter without a doubt. That one's hit down to the second baseman. That was Origin. He makes the play. We've seen that a lot the past few games by Abner. Just some rollovers and groundouts to the second baseman. He had 2 of those last night as well, so he has to stay on it a little bit more. Avoid that ground ball over to the right side. Now here's Spencer Marcus. Last night, again, did have another hit in that one, back in the first inning. Stole a base and later scored. We're so used to him having multi-hit games that, when he only has 1 hit, we think that something might be up because we're just expecting a multi-hit game. It is Spencer Marcus. Niagara University Purple Eagle playing against the Bower. That one's a swing and miss. Great pitch there by Miller. As his kind of homecoming, I guess you could say, at Sal Magley. Niagara University is pretty close there in the Falls. Went 3 for 4 at Sal Magley on Saturday. As there's 3 pitches, and Marcus will swing right through them as Miller goes 1, 2, 3. So the top 3 hitters in the Batavia order. The score will be knotted up at 0-0 after 1. So up for the Power against Blair Frederick will be Tyler Coy, Tyler Lozano, and Casey Sankey, the Rochester native. after just looking at some stats and also talking to one of the band is still going and they're waiting for the first pitch here. Talking to my man Patrick with the Niagara Power, I also realized that Ben Miller just had his 17th strikeout. That's putting him second in the PGCBL as he's only tossed so far now 8 2/3 inning. 17 strikeouts. That is a very impressive stat line for the left-hander out of Delta College. After 2 straight balls, the count will be 2-0 to tonight's extra hitter for the Power, Tyler Coy. He attends VCU. Seeing what Frederick can do after running into a little bit of trouble. He is threatening to have a 4-pitch walk right here as the count runs to 3-0. Frederick gets the sign. He'll deliver home yet again. That one will be in there for a strike. The 3-1, that one also swung through. So we saw the opposite last time, getting ahead early and then kind of losing the at-bat a little bit. Now, the 3-0 count comes back and makes it 3-2. Here is the payoff pitch by Frederick. That one's hit into play up the middle. Connolly can't get there in time. So Tyler Coy is going to have a leadoff single here in the top of the second inning. Man on. Now here is tonight's Eli Fish K-Man, Tyler Lozano. In the last home game on Wednesday, which was an exhibition game against Elmira, where the Muckdogs had their first walk-off win of the season. The Eli Fish K-Man was one of the pitchers that was starting in the lineup and playing in the field, and we kind of have a game up here in the press box of who we should pick. It was actually the first Eli Fish K-Man that I picked, and I don't know why. I felt good about it, and he actually did have the 3 strikeout performance, and all the fans in attendance. There weren't too many with it being a Monday and having the rain delay, but everybody that was there had one of those free appetizers at Eli Fish as that one was lined into center field, and Trevor Dean makes the catch for the first out. A hanging breaking ball there, and if you're Frederick, you're happy that that one doesn't go over the head of Dean, because that could have been trouble. After the line out by Lozano for the first out.
Third baseman number 28 is
Casey Sauke. He was originally from Rochester. I believe he went to Greece Athena. Don't quote me on that. No, it was one of the Greece schools. There's a lot of buzz around this kid. I remember my senior year when he was just a sophomore. He already committed to UVA, which is a team that's currently in the College World Series. He's had guys that are also from the Rochester area, like Ernie Clement. He went to Virginia as well after being from the 585. Actually just had his major league debut and first hit just a night ago as well. So, showing that if you're from this area, you can make it big, was Ernie Clement, a great guy that I got to kind of get to know when he was coming up in the Cleveland Indians farm system. He played against the Batavia Muckdogs when they were still affiliated with the Miami Marlins, and it's pretty cool seeing him play here in Batavia, as he also played here against the Blue Devils when he was in high school. The same thing with Casey Sauke as well. As this past year, I believe it was one of the first few games of the year, he pitched against Batavia. And he also is a great pitcher that can throw low 90s. That one will be a walk to the Virginia commit. So there will be 2 runners on, just 1 out in the inning. We have seen at times from Frederick that he does have strikeout stuff, but sometimes due to that kind of has some command issues. Somehow, unless he finds a way to get out of it, because now here's J.D. Rogers. Rogers playing left field today. goes to Vanderbilt. That pitch will be in there for a strike. So far, don't believe we saw him in action last week. And now checking my notes, he's only had one at-bat so far, officially, but he's also struck out in that at-bat. That one is a slider, just a little too far in for a ball. Rogers was definitely a late addition to the Powers. I know they still are getting some guys as the season goes on. Muckdogs still expecting a few pitchers to report very soon, as that pitch will be on the inside corner, called for a strike. The Muckdogs recently just picked up another catcher yesterday, as he officially reported. It's going to be Trey Skidmore. It would be number 20. Haven't seen him in action yet. Still getting accustomed here in Batavia. He attends the same school as Ethan Fresca, University of South Carolina Union. That's a Division I JUCO. As both him and Ethan Fresca are also from Land O'Lakes, Florida. Those two guys went to high school together and decided that they'd also go play college ball together as well. Here is the 1-2. That one, check swung, did not go. As they make the official appeal, he did not. So 2-2 count now. As Frederick doesn't want to lose him here and create a bases loaded situation, even though you're towards the tail end of the lineup. It's still never something that you want to do. It's even a nice ground ball here to get out of the inning would be great for Frederick's confidence as well. So he's going to take a look at the man at second in Coy. Deliver home after a few looks. That one swung on and missed in a great. It's the Frederick sound here in the ballpark plays. And that lefty on lefty slider that's just tailing away from you is just a deadly pitch if you can throw that consistently. So there is Frederick's fourth strikeout already. Ethan Manning, the number 10 man in the power lineup, is due up here. He'll take the first pitch of the at-bat for a strike. Manning, a sophomore at Cal Berkeley. The manager, Stu Peterson, does a great job with recruiting for this organization, getting guys from all over the country from some great big-name schools. Stu was drafted by the Los Angeles Dodgers. You might be thinking to yourself, oh, I know another Peterson that used to play for the Dodgers. Well, that is his son, Jock. He's now playing with the Chicago Cubs, as that one's going to get away from Bryce Mortellaro. With 2 outs, now there's 2 men on. In scoring position yet again. So with a 1-1 count, Manning in a position here to get the Niagara Power on the scoreboard. So far, Manning hitting .214 in just 14 at-bats. Does have 6 strikeouts as well on the season. So in a lefty-on-lefty matchup, don't be surprised if you see him go down on a punch-out here, but you have to see a good pitch to swing at. As now the count runs to 2-1. Back to the third base coach, Stu Peterson, who's the head manager here. His son Jock also was drafted by the Dodgers, had a great year, a few years there, good tenure with them. World Series champion with them, and decided to leave the organization in free agency and got a little bit more money with the Chicago Cubs, as that one swung on and missed to make it 2-2. Me as a Dodger fan, I've always been a big Jock guy, and it's pretty cool to see what Stu is doing here with the Power. One-time minor league player. Played just 6 games with the Dodgers in the majors back in 1985, but still very, very impressive. Be a major league player, regardless if you're there for 20 years or if you're there for a day. A lot of baseball knowledge with the man that's the third base coach right now, Stu Peterson. And a 2-2 count with 2 outs and 2 men on in the second. Whole lot of 2s on the scoreboard. As here is Frederick. That one will be fouled away, so we'll have the same scenario yet again. Try that one more time. 2-2-2. 2 men on and top of the second inning. Frederick gets the sign. Manning ready in the box. Center fielder from Cal Berkeley. That one is fouled off to the right side. So we will try it yet again. Frederick trying to have the same scenario and get the same result. Back in the first inning, struck out Will Carlo, looking with 2 runners on in scoring position. A great matchup to do it here before the top of the lineup comes back up for the power in Aaron Greenfield. We'll see who wins the battle here as there is another 2-2. That one's going to grab the corner. That's the best slider that we've seen so far today for Blair Frederick, and he will have the same result that I just talked about, a backwards K to end the inning. Your score will still be 0-0 as 4, 5, and 6 come up for the Muckdogs. Charlie Ciccone, Daniel Burway, and Trevor Dean trying to get things going here against Ben Miller, who is now second in the PGCBL in strikeouts. And we are here in the bottom of the second inning, ready to go with Charlie Ciccone now up at the dish for the Muckdogs. You are watching the Batavia Muckdogs here on YouTube Live. Ben Miller on the mound. Already has 18 strikeouts on the season. The pitch will be in there for a strike, and very limited innings as well. So his K per 9 is right around 19 to 20 at this point in time, which is very impressive stuff. As another lefty on lefty matchup here. It's going to just be inside to make it 1-1. So the lefties in the lineup so far today for the Muckdogs were Benitez. He rolled over and had a ground out to the second baseman, Origin. Ciccone right now, and after that, Joe Georger, who's the DH, as that pitch was called for a strike. Other lefties on the team include Blair Frederick, who's on the mound tonight, so he'll obviously not be hitting as well. And Trey Bacon is also a switch hitter. Sterling Turman is also a lefty. He's still coming back from an injury. There's another foul ball that hopefully didn't hit anybody in the stands. Seems like everybody's okay. Thankfully, because that one was lined hard by Charlie County. The second baseman the shortstop for the Muckdogs. That one is hit softly over to third. Stauke will throw it over, and there is the first out here in the bottom of the second inning.
Batting fifth, first baseman number 34, Daniel Burroway.
So, remember when I was talking earlier about hitting hard line drives right at guys? Well, Daniel Burroway is the perfect situation of that, as he hit one right back up the middle with the bases loaded and down 4 runs, as he was the tying run at the plate. The top of the 9th inning this past Tuesday, I should say. And he ripped one, it looked like it was going to be through up the middle. And Donovan Montgomery, the shortstop for the Pios, makes a great play over to his left. It's an athletic catch and then doubles up Conley at second base. And there's just nothing you can do there, because that one would have easily scored 2 runs. But instead, it's ball game over. And even yesterday, had some deep hits. Right fielder Justin Bailey for the Tarp Skunks, also making a lot of great plays in the field. Just seemed like nothing was going right for the Muckdogs, as with the score only 6-4, AJ Winger comes to the mound. He's pitching great, gets the first 2 outs, then lets 2 runners on. No big deal. He gets a rollover ground ball hit over to Charles County at short, and County gloves it. He throws it over. It's a one hop that Joe Georgia goes out and gets, and looks like it's going to be that bat just sliced. And Burway showing his frustration, as it's never fun to break a bat. Burway will grab this one. We're still awaiting the dozen bats that we got from the official bat of the Batavia Muckdogs, Gap to Gap. As they were gracious enough to send some stuff our way, fully customized in the Muckdogs red and black colors with different sizes, and to them being so nice to the Muckdogs, if you're looking for some wooden bats that guys in the pros use, like Yon Mankata, look, purchasing one from Gap to Gap would be just like the Muckdogs, as they have been a great sponsor for us. So here is the 2-2 from Miller. That one swung on and missed and caught by the catcher Lozano. So there is another strikeout for Miller.
Center fielder number 22, Trevor Dean.
Continues to impress. Delta College. His second strikeout so far today. But back to what I was saying about County and yesterday, Georgia makes a nice pick at first base, and you think it's going to be inning over, but instead, Muckdogs having some trouble to get out of the inning, as the base ump says, oh, he's safe, even though he was probably out by at least a step and a half. And just based off that one call alone, Hayden Hunt, the next guy up, rips a 2 RBI single, and the same thing by the second baseman, Luke Turner. So just like that, 4 runs were scored. So now Trevor Dean, who had 3 hits yesterday, is now in a 0-2 count with 2 outs. So you can see clubhouse manager Eric Mozicki going to grab that ball. In the 0-2 with 2 outs in the bottom of the second inning. Here's the pitch by Miller. That one also fanned on. And Miller, great display is why he is going to top 2 in EGCBL in strikeouts. If he keeps pitching like this, he might be number 1 by the end of the night, as the score is still 0-0. 2 innings in the books. Just like that, a 4-run swing to make the game
And now,
10
fans, let's
to 4.
welcome back
Muckdogs
your AMS
then scored 2 runs yesterday after that unfortunate 4-run 7th inning. Because of that, you know, it could have been a 6-6 ball game, but the Muckdogs having the momentum. So that just shows that one interesting call can change everything. But I'll stop my rant, and we'll be back here with Frederick on the mound in the top of the 3rd inning. So we are back at the top of the lineup for the Niagara Power. They have 2 hits so far in this one. Also with 2 guys reaching via the free pass. As Blair Frederick, the left-hander, gets ahead 0-1 here. As the Muckdogs have been retired 6 straight batters to start out the game by left-handed pitcher for Niagara, Ben Miller. So that one is a great slider in there for a strike. Backdoor again by Frederick, as that is his money pitch against righty hitters. Again, a great night at the ballpark. Thursday here at Batavia Stadium. As it's starting to feel like summer for everybody. As a college kid, you know, it's been summer for me for about a month already after exams were done. Came back home to Batavia and then instantly started my internship here. But I'm not really having a lot of time to relax, and they're going to appeal. They say that he goes, and Aaron Greenfield is retired for the 2nd time tonight. Didn't really like being tagged by Bryce Mortellaro there, or just didn't like the call. Either or, it doesn't matter. He's down on strikes for the 2nd time tonight, as that is already the 6th strikeout for Blair Frederick in this one. So the performance that he's having could be on the tail of Miller by the end of the night. Blair Frederick does have some electric stuff. That one is hit over to right field, chasing after it, and it went off Marcus's glove. Couldn't come down with it, as the shortstop Channy Ortiz gets on for the 2nd time already in this one after an opposite field double.
Second baseman number 25, Scott Ogren.
Will be Power's 3rd hit of the night. Now Scott Orgen, who also has had a double here tonight. Orgen does play all over the infield, but originally from California, goes to Cal Poly. This roster is just full of guys from either California, a sprinkle of guys from Texas and Washington, but then also a lot of local guys in the Niagara Falls, Buffalo area, as well as Rochester. So a good mix of guys after the first pitch is fouled away. Frederick will get back on the mound, trying to keep Ortiz close at 2nd. And the 1-0 from Frederick. That went way outside. Glad that Mortellaro could just get a little bit of leather on it. As we will be here a lot in the next few days here at Dwyer Stadium. There's a bug on the screen. Sorry about that. So the 1-1 from Frederick. That one just a little outside. Really not going to get a lot of calls on the outside quarter if it's not on the black. Looks like a pretty decent zone we have so far already tonight by our home plate umpire. This here will be the 2-1 now from Frederick after the stand-up double by Chaney Ortiz. Here's the pitch. That one inside, called for a strike. A great pitch by Frederick. So it'll be interesting to see if he tries to go back to that backdoor slider. He's going to keep it going with the fastball that he also has had a lot of swing and misses with so far tonight as well. So Frederick does await. He gets the sign. Takes a look at Ortiz. A few more looks at Ortiz. And he will come home. That one was that backdoor slider that I was referring to. Just a little bit off the mark. As Origin is the number 3 man in the power order with Nick Balsano due up next. He also has struck him out, as well as the number 5 man in the order, Will Carlone. Great position here to get the second out. As Frederick the 3-2. That one was foul tipped. Mortellaro couldn't hang on to it. And we'll do that one more time. Again, the Muckdogs sitting at 5-7 so far in this early part of the PGCBL season. Since they've reported here, had a few practices in the beginning, but ever since the first game on June 3rd, it's been a game a day as Mortellaro just, I don't know if he lost sight of that one or tried to squeeze the glove too early, as either could have been crossed up there, not too sure, but on the walk, Ortiz is also going to go up the base after a little mix-up there by the catcher for the Muckdogs in Mortellaro. So Origin reaches on the walk and on the corners with just 1 out. Balsano due up here. As out of guys with, more than 15 at-bats, he's your leader in batting average with .412. Impressive line. Going to foul that first one off. Balsano also 2 RBIs, 5 walks, OPS of .957. So very good stuff by tonight's DH. Frederick's gonna just have a quick little throw over to Origin, trying to keep him close, just in case they're trying to put him in motion with a 3rd and 1st play. Seen the Muckdogs have a few different play designs here. If the runner goes, they'll try to cut the throw off with County and try to nab the runner coming home or at 3rd base, but just haven't seen it work, as there is a ground ball. They will get one from Connolly over to County, and there will be the inning-ending double play, 4-6-3, and Blair Frederick gets that ground ball he's looking for and will have another man left on the base pass. Niagara getting people on base, but just can't get them around to score, as there's going to still be 0-0 midway through the 3rd inning here at Dwyer Stadium. And as the Oakfield, Alabama plays down the 3rd baseline, we'll thank some of our sponsors, Batavia Downs Gaming. Batavia Downs Gaming and Hotel is the area's premier entertainment destination with great restaurants, events, and on-site hotel. Be sure to check them out at BataviaDownsGaming.com. Ficarella's Pizza. Ficarella's Pizza of Batavia is where you can get your fix to satisfy your cravings for piping hot pizza, sumptuous subs, and mouth-watering wings. Every Friday, enjoy Ficarella's fabulous fish fry. Don't forget the fixed plate, fat wraps, and all your favorite pasta dishes. And they have blueberry and raspberry barbecue sauce that tastes great on wings. So when you have that craving for delicious food, get your fix at Ficarella's Pizza on Liberty Street in Batavia. Noah Hoy Chiropractic. This game is sponsored by Dr. Noah Hoy, the official team chiropractor of the Batavia Muckdogs, located at 184 Washington Avenue in Batavia. For an appointment, please call 585-343-9316. Tompkins Bank of Castile. Tompkins Bank of Castile is a community bank that was founded in 1869. They now have 15 offices and 6 counters across the Western New York region. Services include complete lines of consumer deposit accounts and loans, business accounts and loans, and leasing. In addition, insurance is offered through an affiliate company, Tompkins Insurance Agencies. Wealth management, trust, and investment services provided through Tompkins Financial Advisors. So to our sponsors, we thank you for all that you do to keep baseball here in Batavia. As the hometown kid, Jerry Reinhardt, is up here in the bottom of the 3rd inning as he fouls that one off. Reinhardt, dealing with some ankle troubles, is back on Tuesday night against the Pios at Dunn Field. There was a strikeout, a throw around, and Reinhardt wasn't ready for a throw over, and there was a guy standing in his way, and the ball actually went right off his ankle bone. And had to get taken out of that one. Missed all of yesterday, but after some rest and some treatment, Reinhardt's back in the lineup tonight at third base, a position that the Muckdogs really need him at. As last night we saw Ethan Sarimento take over at third. We saw Ethan Fresca there as well. Both of those guys still kind of stumbling out of the gates a little bit of sorts, as that one's hit on the ground out to the shortstop Ortiz. He will throw it over as Reinhardt, with some speed, will be retired for the first out. So at least Reinhardt putting the ball in play there, not going down via the strikeout.
25, Joe Georgia.
As across the team, Skip Martinez has really been working with the guys to make sure that with 2 strikes, you're at least trying to have a better 2-strike approach and put the ball in play. Something that they haven't seen across the board a lot so far this year. Now here is Joe Georgia, the DH tonight. We've seen him be a contact machine so far for the Dogs, as he has a check swing there. Say that he did go. No appeal there by the man behind home plate. As so far this season, trying to find some of my notes. Apologize for that, as there is strike 2 by Ben Miller. Georgia's hitting .357. 5 for 14 with 1 RBI. He's kind of been one of those guys towards the bottom end of the Muckdog lineup that has started a lot of rallies for them. There is a foul tip. Great approach there to just do whatever you can. If you're fooled on a slider like that, which is a very tough pitch for him to hit, being a left-handed hitter, do whatever you can to at least foul it off and get a new life. Try to get a pitch that now you can drive. We've seen Ben Miller be electric so far with his stuff, as that fastball is on the inner half, called for strike 3. Another strikeout here for Miller. Already his 4th of the night. His first looking, however. Here's Bryce Mortellaro, the catcher out of Ranger College, originally from Lakeland, Florida. He is the unsung hero here. The leader in the clubhouse, as that first one is fanned on with a fastball up in the zone. Chris Mortellaro, a guy from day one, came into the locker room as everybody was meeting each other and reporting for the first day a few weeks ago, which feels like forever ago. And, well, some guys were not being shy, but just not as talkative. Bryce got in front of everybody. He's like, yeah, well, let's just stop being awkward, because we're going to be with each other for a long time. We're going to be best friends in 3 days anyway, so might as well just talk now, as he hits one over to Ortiz, and 9 up, 9 down for the Muckdogs, as Ben Miller is absolutely grooving on the mound, but Blair Frederick also having a great outing so far, allowing runners but getting out of the jams, as through 3 innings, the score is still tied up at 0-0. So before we have 4th inning action, we'll just give you a quick update around the PGCBL. The Newark Pilots and Geneva Red Wings, who are both in the Western Division, are actually having a doubleheader today. Newark won the first game of 2, 14-8, as now the Pilots picked up their 3rd win of the year. And that's big for the Muckdogs, as if they win this one and have a great weekend that they believe that they can have, they can maybe slide into 3rd place and go up a spot in the division standings, as now steps in Will Carlone. Struck out in his first appearance at the plate. The Utica Blue Sox lost to the Auburn Double Days 4-1 in the first game of a doubleheader as well. Utica is always a great team in the Central Division, as well as Auburn. That's the smallest division with only 4 teams. The Mohawk Valley Diamond Dogs are up right now 16-2 against the Glens Falls Dragons. That one will be a foul ball. Bryce Mortellaro couldn't hang on to it. And game 2 of the doubleheader with Utica and Auburn is tied 0-0 in the bottom of the 4th inning. And the big game of the night in the Western Division, 1 and 2 in the standings. Jamestown and Elmira are knotted up at 2 apiece in the bottom of the 3rd. In the other game for Newark and Geneva, Newark has the early lead in the top of the 2nd inning, 1-0. A lot of action tonight on a Thursday in the PGCBL. The Muckdogs still knotted up against the Power 0-0. Here is a 3-2 count. That one also fouled away, slicing down the first baseline. We've seen a lot of grinding at bats for the Power, doing whatever they can, trying to get base runners on. And they have with a lot of leadoff hits and walks, but just haven't had anybody come around to score. As there is a great pick by Dean Burway on the throw from Charlie County for the first out. It seems like Blair Frederick continues to get into these long at-bats, but he's getting out of it. So after the first out, here is Tyler Coy. He had a lead-off single back in the 2nd inning. The sun is starting to set here in Batavia. Beautiful summer night. Thirsty Thursdays, event that will be here multiple times throughout the year, thanks to some of our sponsors. Wright Beverage Company, who supplies for us here at Dwyer Stadium. Blue Light, all the Bat Blue products, Miller Lite, some IPAs from Eli Fish, as well as Yingling. So we thank them for everything that they do. And the pitch by Frederick. That one is chopped over Frederick's way. He's going to glove it. The lefty turns around, throws, and gets the out. A very nice play by Frederick coming off the mound. And it's obviously a very athletic pitcher, still playing in the outfield. Very great play there. A little PFP action. Pitcher fielding practice, which to some pitchers is the death of them. For a guy like Frederick, doesn't seem like that's the case there. So here is the third man that'll face here in the top of the fourth inning. Eli Fish K-man, Tyler Lozano. Lozano, the catcher at Lozano actually is at USC, so I was getting it mixed up with Tyler Coy, who is tonight's EH. USC Trojan. Will also be low to make it 3-0. Niagara currently sitting at 3-7 with Newark's win earlier today. That puts them ahead of them in the standings. So Newark at 4-7 and Niagara at 3-7. So a few more games played. Total of 12 games played for the Muckdogs, with 2 exhibition games as well. So after that 4-pitch walk by Lozano, here's Casey Sauke trying to bring home the first run for the Power here tonight. Tonight's third baseman. Wonder if we'll see him ever on the mound. This is his first appearance with Niagara. It was a late addition. Didn't even know that he was on the team until right before. So if you're watching all the action on live stats on pointstreak.com and don't believe that he is in the system yet with him being so new to the organization. But throughout the game, if you'd like to follow live stats or know tonight's starting lineups, you can find the Tompkins Bank of Castile starting lineups on our Facebook page. But also following the live stats that are updated instantly throughout the night. To go through the West Division standings, Jamestown is at the top at 8-3. Elmira is just a half game back at 8-4, so that's why tonight's game is such a big deal. The Geneva Red Wings now sit at 7-5. If the score stays the same way, they go to 7-6. That's a spot where the Muckdogs can absolutely capitalize and take third place if they have a winning weekend, as they will play Niagara tonight as well as tomorrow night at Sal Magley Stadium. Play Jamestown home, and then Niagara yet again. Batavia is in fourth at 5-7, and then Newark 4-7, and Niagara currently in last place at 3-7. Frederick with a little mound visit, talked to by assistant coach Tony Brewington, and he's going to get back to work here. So he has a 2-0 count to the Power third baseman in Sauke. That one is in there for a strike. Nice 2-0 pitch. Again, Blair Frederick for now would be the 4th straight inning with runners on, trying to get out of the inning. Frederick will take a look at Lozano, deliver home. That one will also run outside. So the USC catcher at first, threatening to have the Virginia commit on the base pass as well. We're in the top of the 4th inning with a 0-0 score. That one will be a strike. And that one's going to get some claps from the home fans. A gift right there. That one definitely looked like it ran inside Casey Southey. Now there will be a full count with 2 outs. After some new life there by our home plate umpire. Frederick sets in, and he will deal home. That one will be hit over to the left side. Chasing after it is County. He gloves it, but there's just going to be no play on it. But a great play to make sure that the man at second base, Tyler Lozano, does not try to go to third. So, even though the ball was put into play, I believe that the bat might have snapped as well. It'll be a hit for Sauke, his first of the season. Now here's J.D. Rogers, who struck out with man on second and third his last trip. Trying to bring home these runners. There's a big lead over there by Lozano. He gets a huge lead as he is about halfway to third base on his secondary lead. And with Bryce Mortellaro being a pretty aggressive catcher, I would say, I would not be surprised if we saw a back pick throw down here. So we'll see where Frederick go back. Just looking at some of these standings throughout the PGCBL, the Amsterdam Mohawks still don't have some of their best players there, and they're currently sitting at 11-2. So they're definitely going to be a team that Muckdogs don't see in the regular season, and it looks like I can just read the mind of Bryce Mortellaro, as right after I say that, he tries to have a back pick to keep Lozano close. He gets the strike call as well. Make the count 0-2 to J.D. Rogers. The Mohawks are definitely a team that you are afraid of in the Eastern Division, as well as Saugerties, as the Stallions are sitting at 9-3. That one will run away. Going to third will be Lozano, and both runners will advance. The count will be 1-2 after the pass ball. So Rogers in the same position that he found himself in last time. 2 runners in scoring position with 2 outs in the inning. Trying to capitalize on the situation here. As a left-handed hitter gets another great slider. That pitch was dancing. And another big strikeout for Blair Frederick, as he's doing what he can to keep Niagara at 0. Now they got to get the bats going, as there have been 9 hitters retired to start out the game. Muckdogs still looking for their first base runner, as they will have the number 10 man in the lineup. Caden Waltman due up first with Cam Connolly and Abner Benitez following him, as we will be back soon with bottom of the 4th inning action here on YouTube Live. And we are here in the bottom of the 4th inning with the number 10 man in the Muckdog order, due up first, Caden Walton. Walton attends Colorado Christian University. First pitch was a swing and a miss. So far, Ben Miller has been grooving in this one. That one will be fouled away. Count will now be 0-2. As Caden Walton was also a guy that had a bum ankle at a point, as on Monday night he came up in a pinch hit opportunity in that exhibition game against the Pios. And first pitch he saw, he was beamed for, the stat doesn't count, but for the 9th time of the year. There's another great pitch by Ben Miller. And he is very impressive so far tonight. Not allowing a base runner first time through the order, as he now has 5 strikeouts through 10 hitters. So, name to remember, Ben Miller. So now he will face Cam Connolly, a guy that flew out to center field in his first trip against him. Still looking for their first base runner of the night. Cam Connolly, a Pepperdine University commit. Past about 5 games or so, has kind of found his home as the leadoff hitter for the Dogs. He has really been successful. He's currently hitting .350. Some extra base hits as well. And he does a lot of that right there. He's the prototypical leadoff guy doing whatever he can do to get on base. Not a big strikeout guy either. Does whatever he can to put the ball in play. So it's 0-2. With 1 out. That one fouled off again, and that one clips our home plate umpire. Saw our home plate umpire last night in Jamestown as well take one right off the forearm. So hopefully he'll be okay, as it seems like he's just shaking things off. It's 0-2 to the middle infielder Connell. They give our home plate umpire a little bit of time to shake it off. Nice gesture by the catcher Tyler Lozano to give him a little bit of a breather. We're back to action here. Connell's 0-2 pitch, swung on and missed, and Ben Miller another strikeout. That is already his 6th. I wonder why there was a lot of hype around this kid in the first place. Left-hander from Delta College. I don't know too much about Delta, but seems like he could be a Powered 5 player. This is the first pitch to Abner Benitez. Will be swung on, but foul. The score bug's being a little weird here. There we go. There's 2 outs in the inning as well. So back here now, as that one is also chopped foul off to the right side. Delta College is a junior college. Pioneers as well. Looking this up, it says that they are the best community college in California and 4th best in the nation. So, seems like they are near the Sacramento area, if it's near Stockton. So you will definitely be getting some looks from some big-time schools if he keeps pitching like this. Now in an 0-2 count, threatening to strike out the side. It'll be the first time tonight he would do that. Here is the pitch from Miller. That one also hit foul by Benitez. There's actually a pretty good crowd out here tonight. Definitely over 1,000 fans in attendance. So we've had great attendance numbers so far this season, and we thank everybody for what they have done here. And the resurgence of baseball here in Batavia with a new regime, a new league, no affiliation with minor league baseball, but it doesn't matter as things have been amazing so far, and we continue to see that progress that we're hoping for. 0-2, another strikeout. So Miller retires the side after 3 straight strikeouts, and the Muckdogs still looking for the first base runner here tonight. I'm not going to have the jinx or anything, but we know with the 0 on the scoreboard, if nobody's been on base, we know what that means. So through 4 innings in the books, this one is gliding along as your score is still 0-0 as the sun is starting to set here at Dwyer Stadium. And here with 5th inning action on YouTube Live, Batavia Muckdog Baseball. Blair Frederick still on the bump. So he's tossed 4 complete scoreless innings, has allowed some base runners, has allowed and hit an inning so far, but has stranded them all on the base paths. As for the power, Ben Miller, the left-hander from Delta College, is electric right now. He has some of the best stuff that I've seen all summer. The JUCO guy, so if he's not getting Power 5 offers, I would not be surprised if you see him as a draft pick maybe this year. I'm not too sure with what his stat line was looking like at Delta, but with how he's making our hitters look up to this point, as we have one of the highest team batting averages in the PGCBLs. That one's hit over to the left side. A nice hit by Nathan Manning to start things off here in the top of the 5th. But he is definitely a guy that should be getting a lot of attention, and a great pickup by Coach Stu Peterson. There is Manning's first hit of the night here in the top of the 5th. That will be the 5th hit allowed by Blair Frederick. Still doing what he can to make sure that those runs don't score. He's had a lot of big strikeouts in situations that were huge, as well as getting a double play ball back in the 3rd inning to retire the side. Here is the top of the lineup, Aaron Greenfield. Greenfield has struck out twice so far. Greenfield. He is a outfielder from Los Angeles, California. He attends Campbellsville University, attending there, and it will be his senior year in the fall. We'll throw over to keep the speedy Manning close at first base. Frederick now trying to get out of another inning unscathed as the sun is finally set here. Looks like we're going to have a pretty nice sky in the outfield, as there are always picture-perfect views here at Dwyer Stadium. That pitch was low. It's 2-1. With the sun starting to set. Looks like it's going to be another beautiful light. The lights have been turned on here at Dwyer Stadium. That pitch in there for a strike. We are ready to go as Blair Frederick gets the sign. Manning with a big lead at first base. And that one was one hopped over to Burroway. Very good to keep it in front of him, as we've seen a lot of throwaways on pickoff attempts for the Muckdogs so far this year. So Frederick now. He'll deliver home. That one's hit over to the right side. Diving is Cam Connolly. He can't come up with it. And Spencer Marcus will throw it in to keep Manning stationary at second base. So back-to-back singles for the Power, with two men warming up, Nate Novia and Colin Noth in the bullpen. We'll see how much longer Blair Frederick stays in this one. Manning at second, and Greenfield with the hit right there. His batting average was at .314. Did strike out twice, so he's still probably right around 300. So Martinez is going to come out and see what his decision is. Take the ball from Frederick. And coming in now will be Colin Noth. Colin Noth, 6'7" right-hander. That attends the NAIA school, University of Northwestern Ohio. So Blair Frederick's day is done. He throws 4 innings of scoreless baseball with, count all these strikeouts, he had a lot of them. 7 strikeouts on the night. The 2 runners that are on base are responsible under him. Now coming in will be Colin Noth, the right-hander from the University of Northwestern Ohio. So far this season for Colin, he's pitched 7 innings, giving up 6 hits, and 3 earned runs. So he has a 3.85 ERA. Starting to see those cotton candy skies here at Dwyer Stadium. Also thank all of our sponsors for everything that they do. Batavia Downs Gaming, Picarella's Pizza, Alex's Place, Eli Fish Brewing Company, Noah Hoy Chiropractic, Tompkins Bank of Castile, United Memorial Medical Center, and New York 529 College Savings. We thank you for everything that you do to keep baseball here in Batavia. It's Colin Noth. He is a Byron Virgin native, about 10 minutes away from Batavia, for those of you that aren't too sure of your geography skills in Genesee County. Just finished up his junior year at Northwestern Ohio. Originally pitched at Genesee Community College with his Muckdog teammate, Tyler Prospero. At GCC with the Cougars, went 5-3 with 42.3 innings, or excuse me, 43.2 innings pitched. And this past year, he pitched 19 innings in 8 games. So far has been a very reliable arm out of the pen for the Dogs. We're looking to see the same thing tonight. So, just as his last warm-up pitch, and he's ready to go.
First down, number 36, KRP.
The 2 runners on. With nobody out. Tough spot for Colin Noth to come in, but see if he can make sure that none of these runs score. So the first man up will be Channy Ortiz. Ortiz has reached base safely in his first 2 appearances after being hit by a pitch and a double. We've seen him in both of those at-bats hitting from the right side. He is a switch hitter. He is a middle infielder. Plays at Grand Canyon University. So after the ball by Noth, takes a few looks, he'll deliver home, and that is a great slider on the outside corner by Colin Noth. Count is 1-1. Manning taking his lead at second base. Noth with the pitch. That one line, but foul. Get a 1-2 count. Thank you all for watching. Here with Batavia Muckdog baseball coverage on YouTube Live. The Muckdogs are very happy to be back at home after 2 games on the road. That was a 2-game losing streak in high-scoring games that unfortunately Muckdogs just couldn't have the comeback W against the Pios and the Shark Skunks, who were both at the top of the Western Division. It was a foul ball hit by Ortiz. And he'll stay in the box with a 1-2 count with 2 men on. It'll be tough for you to see all the beauty here at Dwyer Stadium, but it is another great night, as that pitch will also be low. So 2-2 now from Noth. Nate Novia is also warm as well in the Muckdog bullpen. Obviously, with how good Miller has been throwing and pounding the strike zone, he's going to go as long as he can with what he still has intact. That one fouled away. So staying alive is Ortiz in the box. Trying to get a double play ball here. Blair Frederick's day was done after allowing back-to-back singles. First batter Noth's face is in the box right now in a 2-2 count. That one looked good, but the fastball must have just been a little high to Channy Ortiz, who is also only standing at 5'10". So maybe for a guy that's over 6 foot, that might be right down the middle. Pitch, that one runs inside, so the bases will now be loaded with no outs. As the number 3 hitter in the power lineup, definitely somebody that you don't want to see step up to the plate, Scott Origin, who does have a double so far tonight. So the infield will be playing in to try to get the force out at home. Origin was also walked in his second trip. It was a part of that double play, the 4-6-3 double play to end the 3rd inning. So that pitch will be low. Colin Noth trying to limit the damage here. It's still a 0-0 ball game. That one way high. Coming home now will be Manning, as Mortellaro did get some leather on it, but couldn't get it in his glove, as the score will be 1-0 as the Power get on the scoreboard. And again, in another situation where you kind of feel like things could get away from the Muckdogs here. You want to get out of this inning as soon as possible, due to the fact that the games that they've lost as of late is mostly in, that 3 to 5 inning range, where the opposing team puts a crooked number on the scoreboard, and the offense has a large deficit to try to come back from. And after you're doing that every night, it's very tough to do to try to get a W. Just So this count is 3-0. Wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to just load the bases again, to have a force out everywhere. Just want to leave the ball over the heart of the plate. That one will also be low. So bases will be loaded yet again. As Greenfield's at third, Ortiz at second, and Origin now at first base. Nick Manning, after the leadoff single, scores the first run in this ballgame. So Nick Balsano now, he's 0 for 2. With the bases loaded now. That pitch will be in there for a strike. Nice pitch by Noth. 0-1 count. Will get the sign. Pitch is swung on and fouled away. So big to get ahead in this count. If you could get a strikeout here, even just a ground ball, soft ground ball at one of the infielders to get the force out at home, that would be big for the confidence. Just nothing in the gaps here. No hard contact. As the 0-2, that one will be hit and almost fair down the line. And Balsano's going to throw that bat back. They think that it might have a little chip in it, so it will be a new bat for tonight's DH for the Power. So the fans getting excited here on Thirsty Thursday. A lot of adults here in the crowd with $2 draft beers. Very happy. It's 0-2. As officially the sun has set here in Blair Stadium with some shades of orange and pink faintly in the sky. Great day outside here in Batavia, New York. A little bit cooler than we've had as of late. Definitely going to cool down into the low 70s, high 60s before the end of this one. So that one was a great pitch by Noth, but even a better fight by Balsano as his weight was way out in front, but does whatever he can to foul it off. One and 2 count for Colin Noth. With the bases loaded. With the pitch, that one will also be high, so 2-2. Noth will get the sign yet again. Really have to get this first out here. That one is lined in to shallow right. Spencer Marcus will glove it. This one's going to score 2 as Danny Burraway will bring it in. Actually, I only think it scored 1 run there. Throw was cut off. Wait for Marcus to get it in. And yeah, only 1 run scored there. So Niagara again puts the ball in play. Good things happen. Great 2-strike approach there by Balsano. He gets credited with tonight's first RBI, and Joe Martinez, again, is talking to his pitcher, Colin Noth. Greenfield comes around to score. It's just already the 3rd hit of the inning. Already 7 in the game. On that hit, they go station to station. And it looks like Colin Noth's night's going to be done. And they're going to bring in Nate Novia, who finished the game in Elmira. Got 2 outs to end it. And a quick appearance by Colin Noth. And now it's time for the right-hander from St. Thomas Aquinas, the Leicester, Mass. native. Try to get out of this big jam as the Muckdogs are only down 2-0. Want to stop the bleeding at some point. We have seen time and time again crooked numbers put on the scoreboard by the opposing team. We'll be back in just a second as Nate Novia is going to have a few warm-up pitches before Will Carlone be up with bases loaded, no outs here in the top of the 5th inning. And Nate Novia is ready to go. So is Will Carlone in the box. The first pitch, big swing and a miss. And that's a great start if you're Nate Novia and a fan in attendance here tonight. As things could get out of hand here quick for the Muckdogs. As bases are loaded, no outs. Starting 2 runs on the scoreboard for the Power in this inning. As there's another great changeup by Novia. And after a little change in his mechanics, we've seen a huge improvement from Novia. His first weekend here, not even getting an out. And his first start to doing great as that one looked like it clipped the outside corner. Just a little out. It's 1-2, but a great 0-2 pitch there. That's a very tough pitch for Carlone to drive. So here's Novia. Let's see if we'll have another changeup here. That pitch will be a changeup, but high in the zone for a ball. 2-2 again. Don't want to lose confidence here after getting 2 quick strikes. Nate Novia settles back in. Here is the 2-2. That one is sky high into center field. Chasing after it is Trevor Dean. He will glove it. They're going to come home with it, and that one will be a sac fly to center field as Trevor Dean got it in. Caught off by Danny Burraway. And they're going to say that he is safe at third base, tagged up in time. So your score will be 3-0 now.
Extra hitter number 39,
1 out.
Tyler Coy.
So at least Nate Novia gets an out there. Ortiz will come around to score. And Origin and Balsano will stay at first and second. Now here's Tyler Coy. That pitch in there for a strike. So again, Novia getting ahead in the count. That's what we want to see out of your reliever. He also has a base knock earlier in this one. Catcher from VCU. As that one will also be fouled away. Beautiful night of baseball here at Dwyer Stadium. We're going to honor one of longtime greats here at Dwyer Stadium, a muck dog that is 93 years old, Jerry Maley. That was a hometown kid from Batavia and actually was the youngest kid to ever hit a home run at this ballpark when he was signed to the Batavia Clippers. That one will be fouled back for the count to stay at 0-2. Maley back in 1948, part of that Clipper team that won the Pony League, which was what it was called before it was the New York Penn League. Maley was only 19 years old when he hit that home run. So very impressive stuff after attending Batavia High School, which is located right about maybe 500 feet over the right field wall. Pretty close location. There's a 1-2 count now for Nate Novia. He's trying to get the second out with Tyler Coy. That one looked good. Check swung just a little low. And again, the kryptonite of this Muckdog team so far has been these long innings where it just seems like they just can't do anything right. If they limit those, they're in a lot of these ball games. You know, the offense has been a little stagnant so far tonight. Blair Frederick did what he could, kept the game close. Will be credited with those 2 runs that scored, as those were his base runners after the singles. That one swung on and missed, and a back pick now for Mortellaro, and he will be safe at second base, but a strikeout there by Nate Novia. And Tyler Coy. And they're actually going to say that there was interference on the play, so it looks like the inning's going to be over. I put my head down, I didn't even see it. But now Stu Peterson's going to talk and say that interference was called at second base, so that's going to be a double play.
Better interference on the attempted throw to second base, so that is the end of the inning. 3 runs.
Interference after the strikeout on the throw. And that'll be inning over. So again, a gift for the Muckdogs as they limit the leading at 3-0 after that could have been a whole lot worse. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th inning with the Muckdogs still trying to get their first base runner of the night as Marcus, Sakowny, and Burway are due up first. So bottom of the 5th action as Ben Miller has been grooving on the mound. Some stomping here in the bleacher seats. We want the Muckdog offense to get going here. Still trying to get their first base runner of the night as that one will also run inside. A lot of time off there for Ben Miller in that long top of the frame. It's 3 runs cross for the Powers. They're up in this one. Here's the pitch. That one lined into center field. Chasing after it will be the center fielder Manning, as he's playing very short in center field tonight.
Shortstop number 5, Charlie.
That'll ever come into play if the ball is hit over his head. A line out for Spencer Marcus. Still 13 batters nobody has reached for the Dogs. Charles County lefty on lefty matchup. That first one fouled away for a strike. That pitch swung on. Big swing there by County. That one will be fouled away after another great slider by Miller. So 0-2, 1 out. Bottom of the fifth inning. The number 4 hitter in the Muckdog lineup due up first here. That one will run inside on the fastball before a ball. One and two. That one fouled away yet again. Joyce County now telling himself, let's get through the baseball there. Feels like he's kind of stopping his swing. On the lefty on lefty matchup. We'll get the sign yet again. And the 1-2 one more time. Again, check swing, foul ball near the Muckdog dugout. Quick mound visit. The USC catcher Lozano will talk to the Delta College left-hander. And Miller, he's good to go. The 1-2 one more time. We'll be upstairs. So lefties really utilizing that low and away slider to work off that inside fastball. Here is the 2-2. One fouled away. So County, a great at-bat here, doing whatever he can to be the Muckdogs' first base runner of the night. Mercy County, who is so far this season hitting exactly 300. What he can in this at-bat, as Miller will win the battle after that half-hearted swing on the outside corner. Another strike, as he had 3 last inning alone, 1 there, 1 back in the third, 2 in the second, and 1 in the first. Absolutely grooving through the Muckdog lineup. First pitch of Danny Burway will be called for a strike. 8 Ks so far for Miller. 1-0 count. Next pitch will be downstairs for a ball.
Got a perfect game.
1-1 is fanned on and missed. So 1-2, 2 outs in the bottom half of the fifth inning. It's Miller here. It's the sign one more time. That one sawed off, broken bat. Danny Burway's pissed. I don't know why he's not running. And that is very frustrating if you're the Muckdogs. Yes, I understand why you're mad that you just sawed off and broke your second bat of the game, but you got to run that out because that would have been a tough play for Origin to make if you're running down the first baseline. I get why you're upset, but again, he is one of the guys that things just feel like nothing's going right. And that's just not something that you want to see there. So 5 innings in the books. We'll just have the initials of it. PG is still intact for Miller. And the kids run happening here tonight. At the top of the 6th inning, due up soon is Nate Novia, the man that got out of that last inning. He's back on the mound for the Dogs. So as we are through 5 complete innings, the Muckdogs still a 0 on the scoreboard, as well as the hit column. That one fouled away deep to the left side. Chasing after it is Benitez, and he will make the catch. Sorry that you couldn't see him, but he caught the ball right there towards the bullpen. That one looked like it was just going to maybe hit the roof of the home clubhouse, but 1 pitch, 1 out. Tyler Lozano will be the first out here and the top of the 6th inning. That first pitch will be high to the third baseman, Casey Sauke. Nate Novia, freshman from St. Thomas Aquinas. That's downstate near New York City in New York. Not see any action there this past season for a program that was ranked for a little bit of the season in Division II. That one will run inside, hopping back is Sauke. And he has a 3-0 count. Hopefully Novia has a little bit of that out of his system as he wants to try to dial back in here. Yeah, that to Casey Sauke. Don't want to walk him on 4 pitches. Does get the inside strike call there. That will now be 3-1. But Novia had Tommy John back in high school, battled back for 18 months. He told me it was a long time. That one's going to stay fair down the line. Throwing it will now be Reinhardt and Burtaway. That one bounces off of him, and now taking second base as well will be Casey Sauke. So that ball was hit right down the line. On a backhand, Reinhardt gloves it, throws a 1-hop, and Burtaway can't come up with it. So Casey Sauke will take second base on it as well.
Left fielder number 33, J.D. Rogers.
Hit with an error, I believe. Pass ball. So 3 runs on the scoreboard, 8 hits already for Niagara. They have had a single apiece in the first 4 innings and then 3 last inning with 3 runs on the board. So there's a man at second base with 1 out in the top of the 6th. That one hit over the right side. Connolly gloves it. We'll throw it over, and a good job by J.D. Roberts to at least move the runner in that situation. So it'll be 2 down.
Center fielder number 27, Nathan Manning.
Nate Manning comes up. He was the man that started out big top of the 5th inning for the Power and scored the first run of the ball game. So the first pitch to Manning will be a strike. Now Manning's second pitch of the at-bat, that one will be fouled down the right side. So Nick Novia doing what he can as that one was snagged by the Powers first base coach. As here is the 0-2. I know Villa. Nice stop by Bryce Mortellaro to keep that one in front to make sure Sauke doesn't just score on the pass ball. Manning gets set. He's ready to go. Novia gets the sign. 1-2 count with a man on third. The pitch by Novia. Outside corner, strike 3. Sauke will be stranded at third base.
For Niagara, the top of the 6th. And no runs on 1 hit. There was 1 error.
6 innings.
1 runner left on base.
For the Muckdogs.
This season,
Bottom of the 6th inning still.
On our social media platforms.
Out there for them to get the first hit of the ball game, the first base runner as well.
Now let's send it down to the 10 dog.
Ben Miller has been moving so far tonight, mowing down the Muckdogs. So far, at 18 up and 18 down with 8 strikeouts as well. He will be back out there on the mound as we're in the middle of the 6th inning. As Trevor Dean, Jerry Reinhardt, and Joe Georgia are trying to spoil Ben Miller's amazing night. So with Ben Miller's perfect night still intact after 18 batters, he'll face his 19th batter here in the form of Trevor Dean. That one's a bunt. That is going to be caught by the catcher, Tyler Lozano. As if he got that bunt down, Casey Sauke at third was playing way back.
Number 9, Jerry Reinhardt.
Now Jerry Reinhardt up, 1 out. Reinhardt grounded out to the shortstop Ortiz in his last trip. So that pitch will be a ball from Miller, the left-hander from Delta College, a junior college near the Sacramento area. And the 1-0, that one will also run inside to Reinhardt. He takes a step back as he has currently an injured right ankle on that back foot. That's one of the reasons why he got out of the way of that one. He's already wearing a brace on that right ankle. That one will be fouled away on the 2-0. So far this season, Reinhardt is hitting .242 with 8 hits and 33 at-bats and 8 RBIs. A guy that has kind of lived in that 5 through 7 area in the lineup and has came through many times with runners on base. This time trying to be the headlight, get things started for the Dogs, as now he fouls away 2 balls and it's a 2-2 count. Two and two, 1 out. With Ben Miller having a amazing performance so far tonight. And there's a changeup on the outside corner. That looked a little high. Reinhardt didn't like the call. And that will be Miller's 9th strikeout of the game now.
Joe Georgia.
Hit his 18th straight out in this one. And that one broken bat over the right side. He breaks it over his knee as Georgia to finish the job. He's going to point to a fan. As Miller with that lefty on lefty matchup continues to jam these guys. "17 straight outs with Joe Georgia, who has already struck out looking at the plate." It'll be interesting to see if Miller keeps things going here the way that they are, if he'll try to go the distance. That 0-1 will catch the outside corner and make it 0-2. Probably going to see another off-speed pitch blowing away here, or bust another fastball inside to Georgia. That one will be that outside slider, and the 10th strikeout of the game for Miller, as his fantastic night will continue 2/3 through the inning. Things are still intact. We know what we're talking about here, is there are zeros across the board for Batavia. I don't want to be the jinx or anything, but going into the 7th inning, Ben Miller's amazing night is still intact. Now here in the top of the 7th inning with more coverage of your Batavia Muckdogs here on YouTube Live. And 6 innings in the books. Niagara's up 3-0 with Ben Miller's fantastic night still intact. So there are zeros across the board for him. Not going to be the jinx to say those, words of what he has intact, but you get my point. Now here is Aaron Greenfield, the leadoff hitter. Right now. So 1-1 count. Novia trying to settle in after a great last inning. Only let up one hit. Came in that big jam in the 5th inning. Played amazing so far. So we do have 2 men up in the Muckdog bullpen. Andrew Parr and also Carlos Rodriguez, who has been foaming at the mouth to try to get an appearance. Excuse me, it's been a few days since we've seen Big Carlos on the bump. 2-2 count to the leadoff hitter, Aaron Greenfield, who is 1 for 3 tonight with a single and a run scored. That one is also hit foul, this time out towards the bullpen. So Frederick starts out the night. He has 4 scoreless innings and then leads up 2 singles in the top of the 5th inning. So those 2 runs would later score after Colin Noth comes in. Colin Noth can't get an out. Novia comes in. Gets a sac fly and then an inning-ending double play. Fast forward to the 7th inning. He is in a full count here. As the sun has now set here at Dwyer Stadium. The lights are on and the weather is getting a little chilly as that one Jerry Reinhardt dives for. Thankfully, the ball will be foul. Another full count pitch here for Novia. Look at the sign against the power right fielder as the leadoff hitter in the inning will reach base via the walk.
Shortstop number 36, Channing Ortiz.
Not an ideal way to start out the inning. Interesting to see how much longer they keep Novia in. Know that they didn't want to keep him in the game for too long. With those 2 guys, some of the best relievers in the PGCBL in the pen, getting warm. As this game is still by far not out of reach. As the throwdown by Mortellaro will not be in time. Greenfield steals on the first pitch of the at-bat to Channing Ortiz. So now a runner in scoring position. The ball was high, so it's a 1-0 count to Ortiz now, who is 1 for 1 with 2 walks and a run scored. Fielder from Grand Canyon University, the Antelopes, I believe their mascot is. Had a big win in March Madness and won me some money this past year, so shout out to them. But that pitch will get away from Bryce Mortellaro, and now with no outs in the inning, 2 free bags for Greenfield there. So he's standing at third base. So that will be 2-0. Seems like Novia might be running out of gas here. Infield is now in, so they don't want to allow the run to score to make it a 4-0 ball game. So Novia will take a look at Greenfield. That one will be popped up but foul. So 2-1 count. Fowler trying to get in the win column yet again. Muckdogs just a game ahead of them in the standings. Muckdogs trying to not fall to 5-8 on the year. As the pitch will also be fouled away, so 2-2 now. Really beautiful sunset here at Dwyer Stadium on a Thursday night, thirsty Thursday at the ballpark. I feel like as the game goes on and Miller's performance keeps continuing, we might hear some heckling fans that had a lot of adult beverages. That one looked like it was flipping the inside corner. It does not. It's a full count. Not the worst thing in the world to have Cheney Ortiz walked here, and then that sets up at least a double play ball if the run scores. Runners on the corners and no outs, but here is the pitch. That one will be inside. So still with no outs, Ortiz has walked for the third time of the night. And it looks like Joe Martinez is going to grab the ball from Novia and hand it to the Andrews College right-hander, Andrew Parr. Andrew Parr was the pitcher of the week in the PGCBL just a week ago. And so far this season, Parr's stat line is extremely impressive. He has a perfect ERA through 10 innings, just allowing 3 hits with 13 strikeouts.
Happy birthday to Ella Thane. Have a great day tomorrow, Ella, and happy birthday.
So they say Parr is actually going to come on to pitch. He was actually just walking to the dugout, but he's going to be the pitcher here with runners on the corners and no outs in the top of the 7th inning. We'll be back in just a minute as Andrew Parr has a few warm-up pitches, and we will see him on the bump against number 3 hitter Scott Orgean. And not just one of the best relievers in the in the PGCBL, also one of the most intense, and a guy that is going to give you everything he has. He is very animated and fiery, plays with a lot of passion. Here's Andrew Parr. His first pitch just missed the outside corner. As you will always see Parr strutting around, letting you know that he is a great pitcher. 1-0 count now. Parr gets the sign. Throws home. That one will be a strike to Scott Orgean. Every time he gets the ball back, does that little strut. It's always, great to see when you're on his team and Parr does things like that, but that can be very, very frustrating if you're on the opposing side of it. There's a changeup on the outside corner. He grabs the ball, does his little strut back home. Takes his time. He's not a tempo guy by any means that we see guys like Nathan Hinckley incorporate. He is the complete opposite of that. As the 1-2 now from Parr, runner goes. That one is fouled away, and a little plinko after it goes off the metal bleachers almost drilled a fan that was not paying attention, so thankfully that did not hit them. 1-2 count now. And Parr gets the sign. We'll see if the runner will be in motion yet again. Not. That pitch is low and away. So 2-2 to the power second baseman, Scott Orgeon. Parr settles in. Pitch, he will throw it over. Actually, that one's going to get away. Coming home now. And that is just another play that you can't have. You have to eliminate those errors as you just give away a throw. After Burraway can't glove the throw over by Parr. The score will be 4-0. No outs, now a man at second base. Burraway couldn't lasso that one in and leads to Niagara tallying another one on the scoreboard. 2-2 count. Parr pumps himself up. He's not afraid to talk to himself on the mound throughout his outing as well. As here is the 2-2. Pitch by Parr. Big swing and a miss. He gets the first out and had some choice words for, sometimes he's just talking to himself, not even to the opposing team. But you never know when he's on the mound. He is a lunatic up there. I'll just come out and say it. But it is always great to watch. That pitch will be low to the cleanup hitter, Nick Belsano. Belsano is 1 for 3 with an RBI. And Aaron Greenfield scored on that wild pitch. Last at bat, that one's fouled away. 1-1. Look at the strut by Parr. You gotta love it. So he's gotten some Division I attention as of late from nearby Niagara University. They actually went to go watch him in his last appearance at Sal Magley this past Saturday. And 3 scoreless innings in that one as well. Pitch by Parr is a curveball in the dirt, tempting for Belsano, but does not go after it. 2-1. As Parr will take a look at man at second base, that one will also be low. Parr frustrated with himself after throwing some balls in the dirt. Lozano now trying to drive in another to make it a 5-0 ball game. The Muckdogs did win the first meeting between these two teams, 10-5. Here's the pitch. That one is put into play over to Cam Connolly. He's going to take it on a bounce and throw it over for the second out, not before Ortiz will make his way to third base. There's 2 outs in the inning. So a nice 3-1 pitch there by Parr to get some weak contact. So 2 outs now. Will Carlo, the first baseman, steps in. He had sacrifice RBI fly out to center field in his last trip. There's a great curveball on the outer corner. He's going to do a few little skips and walk back to the mound. again, it is just very funny to watch Parr on the mound because it's always something else every game. So there's another one that just misses. Parr thought that one was in there, and so do the fans at Dwyer Stadium as well. Parr with the Kimbrel-esque get low for the sign. Doesn't hang the arm out there like Kimbrel, but similar. So here's the 1-1 by Parr. That one is lined into center field. It'll be a 5-0 ball game after the single by Will Carlone. So his second RBI of the night comes in the top of the 7th inning. Put the Power up 5-0.
Tyler Coy.
Greenfield and Ortiz both score. Those were runners by Novia. That one will be in there for a strike. To the number 6 man in the Power lineup, Tyler Coy. Coy, the 6'3", 230-pound catcher from VCU. The pitch swung on, hit towards Jerry Reinhardt, and it will be fouled down the line. A lot of close plays were just nearly foul. Down the line, and Reinhardt has had to make some plays on. 0-2, 2 outs. Andrew Parr on the mound, trying to get out of the inning after Niagara has put 2 runs on the scoreboard here in the top of the 7th. Another foul ball here. 2 outs. Muckdogs trying to come back in this game, but they need to get a base runner first. It's Ben Miller is having himself a night to remember. With the PG still intact, as there is the pitch. That one hit softly over to Sakowny. He will throw it over to first. Off-balance throw will get there in time. Parr gets out of the inning. He's pumped up to get out of that. The score is 5-0. It's time to stretch here at Dwyer Stadium. Midway through the 7th inning, Muckdogs still trying to start a rally here. We will be back as we will await Ben Miller to get on the mound after 6 innings of 18 straight outs here at the ballpark. And after a good stretch there, bottom of the 7th inning, Ben Miller still on the mound. The first pitch of the at-bat. Oh, actually, I thought that they just called it a strike. It was a check swing low, so it will be ball one. And that one will be put into play. No, actually, well, excuse me, foul ball. 1-1 to the Muckdog catcher, Mortalara. It is the 7th inning here, and the number 9 hitter has only gotten up to bat once, which is crazy to think about. It's such a powerful lineup for the Dogs. Them to have a 0 in the hit column is something that we're not really accustomed to. There is a fly out over to Aaron Greenfield in right. Now it's Caden Walton's turn. Caden Walton comes up to the dish. We've seen him be a very complete hitter for the Dogs. Currently this season hitting .280. Will be a strike. As it has been a great night for the left-hander from Delta College. It is a ball. Power wearing those. I really like those black jerseys that they're wearing tonight. Batavia wearing what has kind of been their home reds. That one bounces to the plate. 2-1 count. And really, throughout the night, we haven't seen Miller down in the count. He's just been ahead and he's been filling the strike zone. It's 2-1. 1 out. And that one is also skied in to straightaway right field. And Greenfield with another catch. His second of the inning. And it's Cam Connolly's turn as the entire Muckdog lineup, 20 batters faced and 20 outs for Miller. As there are some fans that know that they could potentially be watching history here at the ballpark. And up in the booth we do as well. As the first one to Connolly will be a ball. They appealed it. I'm going to say that he did not go. 1-0. And that pitch will also run outside. It's actually 1-1. Pardon me for that. 1-1 count to Cam Connolly, tonight's second baseman. That one will be on the inside corner. Connolly tries to get out of the way of it, but I guess it painted the black on the inside corner. Connolly's going to take a second to adjust. Seems like it might have been a little too inside. I don't know if Connolly was just over the top of the plate. Not too sure. But again, 5-0 is your score. Muckdogs still looking for their first base runner of the night. That one high and swung on and missed. And Miller, 7 innings now, as it's starting to get into that time of the game where everybody knows what's going on. 21 batters faced and 21 outs. As the power up in this one, 5-0. See Andrew Parr. Excuse me, nope. We're going to see a new pitcher. It's going to be George Osborne, the left-hander from Elkhorn State, come into this one as it's just going to be an inning for everybody here on out. 7 innings in the books here on YouTube Live with Batavia Muckdog coverage. Power up in this one, 5-0. And in the top of the 8th inning, George Osborne gets things underway with the opening pitch there to the number 7 man, the Eli Fish K-Man. Here tonight, Tyler Lozano, who has not struck out yet, so the free appetizer at Eli Fish is looking like it is in jeopardy. The count is 0-2. So Parr goes 1 inning. Gets out of it after the 2 runs that Novia was responsible for scoring. It's 1-2. That pitch is outside. Two and 2 count. George Osborne getting settled in as he's had some great appearances as of late. Now the count is full. Osborne's going to collect himself. So far this season, George Osborne has had 4 appearances, 2 2/3 pitched, 1 hit, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, and no runs let up, as that will be strike 3. And our Eli Fish K-Man will have his first strikeout of the night as George Osborne strikes out Lozano, the first man that he's faced all night.
Third baseman, 28, Casey Sauke.
Casey Sauke now. With 1 out in the inning, as Osborne, in games that actually count, as that one bounces and goes to the backstop. Does have a 0 ERA, but did not have the best appearance in the first exhibition game of the season against the Mansfield Destroyers of the NYCDL. Pitch will also be outside, so 2-0. During this time, we'd like to thank all of our sponsors: Batavia Downs Gaming, Ficarella's Pizza, Alex's Place, Eli Fish Brewing Company, Noahoe Chiropractic, Tompkins Bank of Castile, United Memorial Medical Center, and New York 529 College Savings. We thank you for everything that you do, and if you're in town, support those local businesses, as they are great friends of the Batavia Muckdogs. It's a 2-0 count with 1 out to Casey Sauke, Rochester native. Will be outside. The University of Virginia Cavalier will be going into his freshman year in the fall. That one in there for a strike. Nice pitch by Osborne. Originally from Detroit, Michigan. 3-1, 1 out. Osborne with the pitch. That one is drilled down the third base line, but foul to make it another full count. As the Muckdogs are down in this one with history hanging in the balance. So here's the full count with 1 out. That one swung through, and a great strikeout there by George Osborne with a curveball in the dirt. He gets his second straight punchy.
Left fielder, number 33,
J.D. Rogers.
Sorry about that. Sorry.
And Rogers from Vanderbilt. A herd of kids just passed us in the booth. 1-0 count. It's another lefty on lefty matchup here. Another lefty on deck, Nathan Manning. The second pitch, that one will also run outside. So another 2-0 count. Let's see if Osborne can battle back in this one as well. Two 2-0 count. And that pitch will also run inside, so 3-0. Just a reminder of how good Ben Miller has been this year. 2 games, 2 starts, and 4 pitches and a walk to the left fielder Rogers.
Center fielder
So
number
far,
27, Nathan
Miller,
Manning.
7 2/3, has just allowed 4 hits, 4 runs. All those were earned. Coming into the day, he had 16 strikeouts. He already has 11 here tonight and is 1-0 on the season. Coming into the day, his ERA was 4.69. I can guarantee you it's not anywhere near that ERA now. After a brilliant day today, Osborne throws it behind Nathan Manning, and going to second now will be Rogers. So Manning, a 1-0 count. With a man on second in the form of Rogers. That one will also get to the backstop, and we've seen this a few times from Osborne, especially against Mansfield, that we see one thing go wrong, and it's just compounded errors. A lot of it is nerves, I understand. Man on third now. Osborne trying to get the last out. Make this still a 5-0 ball game. Mr. Osborne struck out the first 2 batters that he faced. He walked Rogers on 4 pitches, and after 2 balls that went to the backstop, he gets a strike here to make the count 2-1. Still 2 innings left for the Muckdogs to try to get something going. Just 6 outs until history can be made. That one is hit over to left fielder Benitez, going after it, and that one almost went over the wall. Benitez in foul ground, couldn't come up with that one. So instead of ending the inning with a man on third, it'll just count as a normal strike. 2-2 count, 2 outs here at Dwyer Stadium. A beautiful Thursday night. Muckdogs will be away at Sal Magley tomorrow night at 6 o'clock for first pitch starting then. We'll be back at home for 3 straight days throughout the weekend. It's going to be very nice. So there's been a lot of travel for the Dogs in the middle part of this week. That one swung through. And that is a big play to get out of the inning for George Osborne. So he has 3 strikeouts in the inning. He'll strand a runner on, as the Muckdogs have done a great job not allowing the score to get, completely out of control. But Niagara's still up 5-0 in this one, as the Muckdogs still awaiting their first base runner of the night, with Abner Benitez, Marcus, and County trying to get out of it, as it looks like we're going to have a new pitcher. So Miller's night is going to be done. We will be back as 7 perfect innings for Ben Miller. Can't go the distance, and if it's still intact, 32 Cameron Gallardo from Reedley College will be in relief for the Power. So here in the bottom of the 8th inning, Ben Miller's magnificent performance is done, hurling 7 scoreless innings, not allowing a base runner, striking out 11. He had 83 pitches, and that is going to be the end of his night. Reliever Cameron Gallardo comes in. He's also a California native, going into his sophomore year at Reedley College. It's a right-hander in, so that's great for guys like Abner and Charlie Saccounty. As that one is hit into play, out to left field, and that one looked like there could have almost been a collision there, but calling off is Ortiz to make the play.
Right fielder number 29, Spencer Marcus.
Perfection still occurs tonight. It's going to be a group effort as Miller's stuff was electric all night. See if Gallardo can keep things going here. Now Spencer Marcus, one of the guys that you would come up big in this situation. Part of the lineup up, trying to break the occurrences that have transpired here tonight. Spencer Marcus in a 1-0 count. The pitch will be fouled back. So far this year for Gallardo. He actually has 2 appearances, 4 and a third, allowing 7 runs, just 2 of them earned, while walking 5 and striking out 9. He has a 4.15 ERA. That one is chopped over to the third baseman. The throw, and just by a step, will get Marcus. Now there are 2 down here in the inning.
Number 5, Charlie Saccounty.
Nice play made by Casey Sauke. Get the second out of the inning. Now it's Charlie Saccounty's turn. He has struck out, as well as hit ground ball over to Sauke back in the second. So 23 batters face now. 23 batters have gone down. As Gallardo now trying to pick up where Miller left off. He's off to a great start. Has not got a strikeout yet, but letting his fielders do the work. Here's the counting. That one will hit the backstop, so 2-0. As Gallardo definitely doesn't have that command and location that Miller had. Going to go for the combined PG. 2-0 with 2 outs. The pitch, that one fouled away by Saccounty. And 2-1 now. As the Palos Heights, Illinois native, attends University of Wisconsin Stout. Division III school hits one on the ground to Ortiz. Ortiz has to make the off-balance throw, and he gets him again by a step. So just 3 outs left for Niagara to make history. 24 batters have been retired here tonight. We will go into the 9th inning as George Osborne's going to go back out there after a 3-strikeout inning in the 8th. We'll be back in just a second here on YouTube Live with more Batavia Muckdog baseball coverage. here in the top of the 9th inning. Speaking of perfection, so far this season, George Osborne has a perfect ERA. Now with, now 3 2/3 innings pitched. He is perfect, as the first pitch will be a ball. Upstairs to the leadoff man, Aaron Greenfield, here in the 9th inning, with the Power just 3 outs away from a historic night. That one just misses the outside corner by Osborne. Faced the righty Greenfield. Ortiz is a switch hitter, so he will then be batting in the right side, where we've seen him get hit by a pitch, as well as double. And then the righty Scott Origin. That one will be low in the zone, but called for a strike. 2-1 count from the left-handed reliever, George Osborne. Did just enter the transfer portal. To not attend Elkhorn State next year, as he is a redshirt sophomore. 2-2, no outs. Remember, one hitter in the Power lineup. The pitch will be downstairs to make it full, as a lot of the fans here in attendance have made their ways for the exit signs, not wanting to possibly witness something that baseball fans wish to see their whole lives, regardless of the level of play. That one is hit over to Reinhardt. He's going to catch it on the fly. And that is out number 1.
Shortstop, number 36, Channing Ortiz.
Jerry Reinhardt with the line out catch there. And Channing Ortiz, the shortstop, due up now. That pitch catches the outside corner for a strike on the outer third. Osborne really settling in here and looking really good. Stuff is dancing out there. Biggest thing I see with him is even when he finds himself down in the count, he's working his way back, and regardless if it's weak contact or getting the strikeout, Osborne's been extremely effective. 0-2 with 1 out. In the pitch, that one swung on and missed. The 4th strikeout already for George Osborne here tonight. Channing Ortiz goes down on just 3 pitches. First time that he is retired here tonight. So 2 outs now. Scott Origin, the second baseman. 3-hitter. That one just misses as well. We've seen a pretty consistent zone here tonight by our home plate umpire. So the field here tonight looks really good. We do need a little bit of rain for that grass to get a little bit greener. Other than that, the field looks in amazing shape. So we are almost at the halfway point here in June. A whole lot of baseball in the Perfect Game League left to be played. That is a 12-6 curveball that looks like that was a knee buckler right there. What a pitch by Osborne. 1-2 now, as Osborne is feeling it on the mound. Takes the sign, the pitch home. That one swung on and missed yet again. George Osborne, 5 strikeouts here today in relief. He's hyped up. And now the Muckdogs down to their 3 final outs in this one with a whole lot on the line. Gallardo is going to be back on the mound for the Power, as he will face Daniel Burley, Trevor Dean, and Jerry Reinhardt, with 24 straight Muckdog batters have been retired here tonight. We'll be back in just a second in the bottom of the 9th with the Muckdogs down 5 runs. And here we go in the bottom of the 9th inning. 5, 6, and 7 hitters for Batavia trying to play spoiler in this one, as the Muckdogs have not had a base runner tonight. Ben Miller started things off and obviously grooved into this one due to pitch count. He had to get pulled from it, and Cameron Gallardo trying to finish things off for the combined PG. First pitch for a strike. Last inning, no strikeouts for Gallardo. But he was effective in getting weak contact, as now he has Danny Burway in an 0-2 count, who has struck out and then had a sawed-off, broken bat ground out to Scott Origin at second base. So here is the 0-2. Gallardo gets the sign. He'll deliver home. That pitch is hit over softly to third base, and oh my gosh! And that hurts, as the ball is missed by Sauke in his first appearance. And wow, that one really hurts, as that's going to ruin both the perfect game and the no-hitter. We had a chance at perfection here. I didn't want to ruin it, but Daniel Burway with a soft hit. Casey Sauke can't glove it. And the Muckdogs have their first hit of the night. That first one is in there. A whole sigh of relief for the whole dugout, as you never want to be on the wrong side of that. After 24 straight outs, Daniel Burway will reach base for the Dogs. There's the 0-1. That one will be outside. As it looks like we're going to get a pinch runner here, as Michael Florides is going to come in for Daniel Burway. It's being confirmed that Burway did get a hit there.
We're attending is now pinch running for Batavia, number 16, Michael Florides.
And Florides,
is now pinch running for your
was a dislocation of his finger, is in the game for the first time since that injury, excuse me. So 1-1 count. Here is Trevor Dean. Had 3 hits yesterday, 2 of them doubles. Big swing and a miss there. As you just really feel for a guy like Ben Miller right there, who had 7 perfect innings with 11 strikeouts, and Gallardo has to come into relief due to the fact that pitch count played a factor in it. He's only went 7 2/3 in 2 starts before that. There is strike 3 for Trevor Dean. There is the first out.
Third baseman, number 9,
here
Jerry Reinhardt.
The bottom of the 9th. Now Jerry Reinhardt, who is 0 for 2, comes in a spot where at least the Muckdogs, now that the perfect game and no-hitter out of the question, might at least get a run on the scoreboard here, as they're down 5-0. Be the second time this season that the Muckdogs would be held scoreless. It was a fake throw-over attempt against Michael Florides, the Felician University middle infielder. Now here is the Akron Zip and Jerry Reinhardt up to bat. So the 0-0, that one up and out for a ball. Joe Georger also on deck. Bryce Mortellaro and Caden Walton. Again, just a reminder that these two teams will also play tomorrow night at Sal Maglie Stadium. That one's in there for a strike to even it up at 1 apiece. 1 out in the bottom of the 9th. Gallardo gets the sign. Upcoming senior from Reedley College. And the pitch, that one will be low. Holding at first will be Floridas after a nice block by Tyler Lozano. Catcher from USC. 2-1. I'm not going to lie, I kind of wouldn't have been mad if there was a perfect game here tonight. Would have been cool to call that, as that one is also in there. So 2 hits now, as the floodgates are now going to open for the Dogs. With 2 hits when they needed them most. Jerry Reinhardt gets one there. 2 hits for the Muckdogs now. 9 tonight for the Power. And Jerry Reinhardt will come out due to that ankle injury. And now here is Ethan Frasca. So speed on the bases for the Dogs. Reinhardt did a job there. Got a hit through the left side of the infield. Looks like Joe George is up, and then Mitch Fleming is going to be the pinch hitter for Bryce Mortellaro. So a whole lot of substitutions here by Skip Martinez. That one outside by Gallardo. 1-0 now. This takes a long time for the sign. Surprised that Georgia didn't step out of the box there. He is having his family here from Appleton, Wisconsin. He'll take that pitch for a strike. Seems like it's just going to be Gallardo's game from here on out, as nobody's warmed up or throwing in the pen. Here's the 1-1 from Gallardo to Georgia. He's at Washington University at St. Louis. That one is low. 2-1. Mitch Fleming on deck, replacing Bryce Mortellaro. 2 pinch runners have also entered the contest here in the 9th. 2-1 count. Joe Georgia, known for being a contact hitter. Let's see what he can do here. It's the Muckdogs still trying to get their first run. That one's on the outer half of the plate for a strike. The count is now even at 2-2. Muckdogs trying to not go to 5-8 on the season. These are games when you have a team that's lower in the standings than you are that you really want to win. That one is stung into center field, chasing after it. I'm not sure why the center fielder Manning was playing so far in. That one was hit way over his head. Joe Georgia's going to third, and there will be no throw, and Joe Georgia with a huge triple, as now the Muckdogs have 2 runs on the board, and now they're just down 3 with 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th. And I said it earlier in the game, it was probably around the 5th or 6th inning, I said that it was very strange how shallow Manning was playing in center field, and that it would be interesting if the ball hit over his head. And that's exactly what happened there, as he was playing at depth at maybe like the high school level. But that one was stung by Joe Georgia. And still, the entire outfield was playing extremely shallow here, with big boy Mitch Fleming up to bat. I watched his BP round today, and let me tell you, Mitch Fleming was hitting the ball all over the yard. So a 2 RBI triple for Joe Georgia in front of his family here in attendance. That's got to be a great feeling, as both Floridas and Ethan Frasca from first base scored on that. So the first pitch will be a strike to Mitch Fleming. Did have a home run yesterday as he started behind the plate for the Dogs. The ball deep over the 325 sign and straight away. Left field, as the count will be 0-2 as he swings through a slider there. Still 1 out. And Mitch Fleming trying to bring home Joe Georgia at third base. A little late rally here for the Dogs as they couldn't get a base runner through 8 innings. And that pitch, they're going to ring him out on a pitch that was way out there. Not a fan of that strike call. As catcher Lozano had to get out of his crouch. That one was a little high and outside. Now here's Caden Walton as the Muckdogs are down to their final out. Again, a very resilient group of guys. They'll fight to the very end. This game is not over yet. Down to the final out. Here's Caden Walton. Very reliable hitter. That first pitch will be in there for a strike. Joe Georgia just 90 feet away. With the top of the lineup and Cam Connolly due up next. 0-1 count, 2 outs. Caden Walton now. The 0-1, big swing and a miss. That was not a team swing there, so now they're down to their final strike after Gallardo just picked up his second strikeout of the day with a fastball on the outside corner. Let's see what he goes to here. Will he go to a low and away slider? Will he just try to blow it by Walton? He's going to try to blow it by him, and Walton will foul it off. As the home fans love to see the second walk-off of the week here at Dwyer Stadium. After a great night for the power pitchers, Muckdogs are just down 3 now. The man on third in an 0-2 count. Here's Caden Walton against Gallardo. That one is fouled away. Walton doing what he can to keep this game chugging along. Just want to pass it on to the next guy until you either have 5 runs or you just win the ball game outright. So we've seen some crazy things happen so far this year in the PGCBL. This is by far not out of the picture. Is that one way up there? That's a 1-2. Gallardo that time veered back and threw an absolute missile. And now Gallardo will get the sign again. Caden Walton trying to battle here in a 1-2 count in the bottom of the 9th inning with a man on third. Here's the pitch. That one put into play softly over to third, and the play is made. So we do not have a perfect game as there were just 3 outs left. But the Niagara Power will get what matters, and that's a W for them, as the final score will be 5-2 here at Dwyer Stadium. The Muckdogs now fall to 5-8 on the year, but will be back in action tomorrow night at Salem Magna Stadium in Niagara Falls in a home-and-home series. We will be there tomorrow night with a 6 p.m. start time. The Muckdogs trying to get back in the win column after a 3-game losing streak. It's a pleasure to be with you guys tonight. I hope you all have a great one. This is Griffin Delapena signing off here with YouTube live coverage of your Batavia Muckdogs. We'll see you tomorrow night. Have a good one.